Hi, everybody. I'm Dr. Freeman, and I'm the principal at North Wilkes Middle School. And this is my dog, Pixie Bella. She's a miniature pinscher, and she's 10 years old. And Pixie and I thought that we would share with you one of our favorite stories for Read Across America Week. Thank you, Miss Patrick, for asking us if we could share some of our favorite stories. And almost all of my favorite stories have to do with dogs. So Pixie and I are going to share with you George the Hero Hound by Jeffrey Ebler. Every day, George was up, even before the chickens, to help old Farmer Fritz with the chores. That rust bucket tractor was always falling apart, and those wily cows were always plotting to get out and feast on the cornfield. Can you see how creative those cows are being to get into the cornfield? George didn't mind a whit, as long as he got his afternoon nap. He had a good life for a hound dog. Until the day old Farmer Fritz decided to retire and move to a cabana on the beach where they didn't allow cows, they didn't allow pigs, and sad to say, they didn't even allow dogs. Does that make you sad, Pixie? That makes you very sad, doesn't it? Sorry, boy. I need you to look after the farm. George was left in the dust. Not for long. Nothing could have prepared George for the Gladstone family. They'd packed up their noisy apartment in the city and bought Fritz's farm. Cows, pigs, George, and all. Look, we have a dog. I wonder what his name is. Can I name him? Oh, and keep an eye on your sister. George could tell right away that the Gladstone family would need a whole heap of his help. There'd be no afternoon naps on the porch for a while. Could someone please hand me a wrench? Thanks. I can't figure out why this tractor won't start. Oh, this looks important. It works. So George helped Mr. Gladstone to fix the tractor. Hiya, Poots. I didn't see you there. You're the same color as all these old parts. Maybe we should call you Rusty. Stop! Mr. Gladstone didn't notice that the tractor was running away. And we have another visitor. This is one of my other dogs. Her name is Willow Claire. And Willow is going to be 1 in a few weeks, and she is a Bichon Frise. Hi, Willow. Do you like this story about George? Crash! George watched as the tractor went clean through the fence, but he wouldn't let the cows get away on his watch. He spent the next couple of hours trying to herd those sneaky cows back into their pen, where they belonged. George was tuckered out. All he wanted to do was take a cool drink of water and to sneak a few winks in the shade. Look at my floor! You are the dustiest dog! I ought to call you Dusty. George was swept out of the house in a cloud of dust. George shook himself off and was just padding toward his favorite shady spot when he spied something blue. Then Owen came running over. I was supposed to be watching my baby sister Olive. Can you help me find her, boy? George took a good sniff of Olive's ribbon. He was a hound dog after all, and off they went. Look, George is helping Owen look in the cornfield. After searching high and low, they finally found that pint-sized rambler. Wow, good boy! You tracked my sister across every corner of this farm. We should call you Rover. His name is George, right? George had saved the day. As he trotted back home, George was sure he would finally, definitely get his well-deserved nap. Until... crash! Oh no, the tractor was still going. Splat! Red! Olive said. Olive just said her first word. Maybe we should call you Red. Poor George had red paint all over him. That day on, George still didn't get many afternoon naps, but he didn't mind too much. Turns out that he liked herding Olive a lot more than he liked herding cows. Do you see George playing with Olive? Since George figured the Gladstones needed some tips on how to run the farm, he vowed to teach them everything he knew, especially how to deal with those crafty cows. He even hatched a plan to drum up business. Hi there, George. Look, it's Farmer Fritz at the beach. Thanks for the delivery. I'm so glad that Farmer Fritz got to see George again. Now, if only George could teach his new family one last thing. His name. Poor George has Rusty, Dusty, Red, and Rover on his house, doesn't he? Well, I hope that you enjoyed this story about George the Hero Hound. And keep reading. It's the best thing that you can do to grow. And I can't wait to see all of you at North Wilkes Middle School very soon. Happy Read Across America Week.